everybody. Do you wish you could find a happily ever after at work? Well, you are in the right place. You're listening to the Workplace Fairytale, a podcast where we help you replace the suck at work with joy. I'm your host, Zohreh Yamin, CEO of The Human Priority, where we partner with you to make your workplace fairy tale a reality. Guess what? This is episode 0. It's our origin story. Why the Workplace Fairytale podcast? I'm so excited to be here with you today. Just, getting used to my surroundings and just settling in to share with you and have a great time together. So the Workplace Fairytale is because I absolutely 1,000 times 1,000 to a gazillion % believe that we can have joy at work, that it does not have to suck. We don't have to cry on the way to work. We don't have to get sick at the thought of going to work. We don't have to have employees that pretend they like us, but really, AKA, they do not. We can actually go to work amped up, excited about what we're going to do together. And so this podcast is all about my dream, my passion to share with you that one, it is absolutely possible. We can do it. We can have happy employees, happy clients, do phenomenal things together in a way that adds to our life and that our families, the clients, patients, people that we're serving, the communities that we're serving, that we can all be better off because of the work that we do together. So that's what this podcast is all about, is that big belief that we can do great things and enjoy it at the same time. So I have 4 things I wanted to cover in the origin story. So the second thing is the history, meaning how did I end up here? Why am I here today saying, hey, I'm your host, and I want to share with you that joy in the workplace is possible, not only possible, but that it has big return on investment and it's worthwhile. So I usually time myself and say, hey, I'm not going to talk about myself more than like 2 minutes. And I don't always make it. Sometimes it bleeds to 3 or 4, but I try and limit it and make it really all about you. But I'm going to make an exception today and share some of the good, bad, and ugly that brought me here and why this is a passion for me. So I started my career as a social worker. I was a counselor. And then I got a call and said, hey, will you come fix this program in Iowa? I, at the time, was in Indianapolis. Will you come fix this program in Iowa? It was spread all over Wall Street Journal, the newspapers. It was in trouble. And I had the clinical knowledge they thought that was needed to help this program. It was a managed care program. And so I said, sure. I didn't say sure right away, but, after, consideration and looking at everything, I said sure. And I moved my 4-year-old daughter, now 30, in her 30s, and we went to Iowa. And I learned that I had some unique talents to fix things, to transform things, and to make things better. And one of the things I also learned is that the workplace can really suck. There was so much tension and anxiety, and I want to be kind but honest with you. It was a hot mess in terms of the way people treated each other. There were people that were yelling. There were people that were pretending to be nice, that were stabbing each other in the back. There were people refusing to talk to one another. And so that's where I really learned that my biggest skill or gift was to connect and engage and honor and respect others. And that the more we came together to solve things, the better the solutions were. And then as I got promoted and oversaw larger and larger areas and was asked to go fix other programs, larger programs in different states, and found myself moving around in my career to be this fixer, what I learned is it was, yes, the systems mattered and the processes, but it really was all about the people. Hence the company name, The Human Priority, and putting people first. What I realized is our greatest asset was the people. Any problem or challenge that I ever turned around or fixed, it was because I was able to connect with and get help from others. And together we figured out what the problems were and we fixed them. I also learned through this journey. Then it took me to, as I mentioned, different states, different jobs, fixing different programs, implementing new ones, making things that where there were pain points better, and then going on to do that. About now it's been 23 years because it was 2001, started it to do that with consulting and went from client to client. And that has been a great honor to join with companies in achieving their goals. And where I've seen the biggest shifts in my work have been when people were able to have a heart connection with each other and to join together with a shared vision and to do that work together. And laughter is allowed. Not only is laughter allowed, but it's encouraged. And that's where I started to formulate these ideas that, well, let's formulate it to a question: why joy in the workplace? So what I started to come to the conclusion of is that it's when we honor each other, we connect with each other, we care about each other, that we do the greatest things together, and that there is this place for laughter and joy, that it's not seen as something that's getting in the way of work, but it's seen as something that helps us get to where we need to be. And so that took me on a journey of working with, I wish she were here and we could have a dialogue together instead of a monologue. Speaking of that, email me anytime at Zohreh Yamin, ZYAM as in Michael, IN, at thehumanpriority.com, and let me know if there's anything you want to discuss, talk about. For the other episodes, we're going to be having guests. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, I'd love to have a dialogue instead of a monologue and hear what you're thinking. Back to the origin story and how I came to be here. So as an observer, as a consultant, as a team member, I saw repeatedly times when well-meaning, because I do believe in attributing positive intention, well-meaning people, because of the stress or tension in the workplace and what was riding on outcome, that some people tried to get that by mandating, by upping the accountability, the urgency, all very understandable. I tried it all myself as well. But what I learned is that tension can have some short-term gain, but it didn't bring the sustainable gain. When we can actually be at ease with each other, relax with each other, have high trust, high collaboration, and joy, where we're able to be ourselves, to create, to laugh, to sometimes cry together, that's where we actually create sustainable change. We get to be real with one another. We get to talk openly about the problems and what needs to be fixed. We get to fail together. We get to try different things and figure out what works and what doesn't work. And at the end of the day, what I have found is that that's a great gift professionally, and it brings the outcomes we want, and it also up-levels our own personal life, because we end up being surrounded by friends at the end of the day. So that's our origin story. Again, I would love to hear from you, Zohreh Yamin at thehumanpriority.com. Love to have you as a guest on a future show. And I'm so excited to share with you everything about joy in the workplace. Thank you. That's a wrap on episode 0.